Welcome to Mr. Giant Reacts a Tig. I'm Mr. Giant, back with another video for you. And we are going to look at this Englishman here. What does he think about Serbian food? He's on a quest. Let's go ahead and YouTube and subscribe and check out what this Englishman thinks of Serbian food.
Dobro večer from a cold, wet evening in Novi Sad, Serbia. I brought some English weather with me. I'm off to a restaurant called Veliki,
English weather,
which have been recommended by the locals around here. They serve great Serbian traditional food. So let's go and check it out.
that accent. Let's go check it out.
I came in the restaurant now. I've been told Veliki also means large and great, so I think I've found a restaurant. Just spoke to the waiter. He said the portions here are massive, so we'll see what they're saying. I'm just going to show you what I ordered off the menu. Okay, for the starter, I went for the Vojvodina deli meat platter. It's got ham, homemade sausage, smoked pork, bacon brawn meat, and jelly pork liver. For the main dish, I went for the Horto Badi style pork roast in spicy sauce with homemade dumplings, and for a dessert, I was recommending.
I want to see what these dumplings look like.
I've also gone for a rakia shark horror, and I was recommending the pirim abata, which is supposed to be really good. Okay, here I've got my pirim abata. It's in a long, tall, posh glass. I've also got some water as well. I've been told by the Serbian people we need to sip this, so instead of necking it, which I normally do, so let's give this a go. That's very good. Normally with some rakias they give you a burn, but that's gone straight down the hatch.
No, it's like everybody that talk about rakia, even on my lives, when they talk about rakia, they're like, man, you gotta go easy on it. You know, he's saying that this one is smooth, but apparently most rakia is like really hard on the bone. But see, I'm a Caribbean boy. You understand what I'm saying, Ting? I'm a Caribbean boy. So we have sugarcane rum, and there's nothing smooth about it. It burns. It burns, you know what I mean? You always have to have water or Coca-Cola as a chase or something as a chase around if you're going to drink some Caribbean rum. So you see the similarities there and take with the Caribbean rum, sugarcane rum, and the rakia. You know, they gonna burn, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think of a smooth rum that I've had, and I can't really think of any because they all burn like crazy. We have our own homemade rum down there called Mountain Dew. Oh my God, that sucker burns. You know what I mean? And I'm not much of a drinker. So when you sip that, it kind of burns your tongue, you know you're in trouble. You understand what I'm saying? Let's go back to the video here.
Very smooth indeed. Really like that. Very good rakia. I've got to say, having the water definitely helps. You've got to keep hydrated when drinking rakia. Good health. Cheers. Okay, so the starters come. How good does that look? They said I had large portions here, and I believe it after seeing this. I don't know if you can eat all this. Got a lovely selection of meats all around here. Looks absolutely divine. It's a shame we haven't got smelly vision for this, because I tell you what, the aroma from these meats, it's so good. Right, I'm just going to tuck into a bit of the bacon, see what that's all about.
My man is in Novi Sad too. Look, I like the place. Look at
Nice bit
the
of bacon.
aesthetic of that place.
I'm a massive bacon fan. That is nicely smoked. Really good. Really digging that. I normally like my bacon cooked through, but I've got to say that it's spot on. Okay, let's delve into the homemade sausage. Really like the look of this. Look at that.
Oh, homemade sausage. Oh my God, look at that. It looks succulent.
I really like that sausage. It reminds me of chorizo in Spain. Not too spicy, just a little subtle kick. Really, really good. Loving this starter so far. Okay, let's try the next piece of meat, the ham. There you go.
No, that looks like some real ham right there. You know what I mean? I haven't eaten ham
That
in a
ham is
long
so
time though.
tender. It's an absolute delight. It's not herbed, it's just plain ham. Like I say, very tender. Really good piece of ham. Okay, I'm going to tuck into the next couple of meats. This one's the
See, ham is something we always ate around Christmas time. I don't remember eating ham in that form any other time. And oh my God, the smell of it cooking in the kitchen. Oh, my mom, we call her Mommy Charles. And she would make some of the best ham. There's cloves, sometimes there's pineapples, sometimes there's apples stuck on there. Oh my God, you know what I mean? And you top it off with some tropical seasoning and stuff. Oh my goodness. Here's something to with Serbian food. I hear people say seasoning a lot. When we think of European food on the island, we think mainly of like British food, and they don't put too much seasoning in their food there. They just don't. You know, my man is an Englishman. I bet he'll tell you that. You understand what I mean? And I'm not saying they don't like seasoning there, but from the British food I have eaten, there wasn't any seasoning in there at all. But this part of Europe seems to love their seasoning, boy. You know, it's like all over the place in there, you know?
bacon brawn meat, and this one's the jelly pork and liver. I'm not a massive fan of liver, but I'll give it a go. Okay, first off the bacon brawn. There you go, close up.
Not a big fan of liver either. I tried it once. I don't like the consistency.
Cold in texture, bit jellified, not smoky, but yeah, I like that. Okay, now for the jelly pork and liver. There you go. Yeah, that's okay as well. Liver's normally got a real strong flavour. For me, it's very subtle. So again, I'd eat that again as well. No problem. The bread is also very fresh as well, but there's a lot of it. And say with the meat, I've got to do a main and I've got to do a dessert as well. So I think I'm going to have to
The bread looks
try and
really
pace
good.
myself here. Just had a bite of that red chilli there. That was a wrong move. I've just burnt my mouth off.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've got to
You're
say,
an Englishman
those meats, my
trying to
favourites
eat
are
chili.
the
Come on,
sausage,
bruh.
the bacon, and the ham. Excellent starter. Okay, so the main has come.
Ooh.
This is the Hortabadi style pork roast in spicy sauce with homemade dumplings.
So
Looks delicious.
that's what your
Again,
dumplings
guys,
look
you need to
like.
smell this. This smells so good. It's casserole in looking. I can see some mushrooms in there, possibly leeks. You've got onions, the pork. Not sure what else. I'll just give this a try. It looks very impressive. Said on the menu that it was spicy, but it's not, spicy per se. I've had spicy in curries before, which will blow your head off. Really nice gravy. The vegetables in it with the mushrooms and that little bit of pork that has been cooked really, well through. Very tender, very nice, delightful meal. Okay, let's give the dumpling a go with some of the gravy. Say these are homemade. Superb. Really enjoying this meal.
See, listen, here's a comparison type of vibe here. The dumplings in America is different than the dumplings in the Caribbean, and there's a slight difference in the dumplings in Serbia. Our dumplings is like we knead the dough like we do bread, and then we just roll it up and put it in the pot. So it's a lot more firmer than these dumplings, and way more firmer than the dumplings in America. I remember when I was at the first school that I went to, the university that I went to, I'm sitting there, they said, oh, chicken and dumplings, and I was expecting dumplings, the hard dumplings and stuff, and then it was this slimy, gooey thing. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? Oh, those are dumplings. Good, huh? It had the consistency of okra, like they say in America. It had that kind of consistency. I did not enjoy it at all. And no seasoning. There was absolutely no seasoning in the thing. You know what I mean? Needless to say, I got sick after. I ate it because there was nothing else to eat, but I got sick after because that had no taste whatsoever. The first time I made our kind of dumplings for my ex, and she was like, what? This is different. That's not dumplings. That's what we call dumplings.
This is some great Serbian cooking. Like I say, some locals recommended to me around here. They said you need to go to Veliki, and I'm glad I come here. Really enjoying this meal. I've got to say, those big hunks of pork with the mushrooms and the gravy and
Now
the
the gravy looks
vegetables,
delightful,
it all
y'all.
works very well together. Really, really like this meal. I'm trying to work out what this sauce is. I think it's a meat gravy. You can tell me in the comments down below. But yeah, I can't really taste anything else in, no tomatoes such or anything else. Just like I say, the vegetables that are in there with the onions, the mushrooms. I think there's a bit of leek. I'm not 100% sure. Again, you can tell me, let me know. But I'm a big gravy lover, and that gravy with that meat, the mushrooms, the dumplings, everything, it's just excellent. Really, really digging this. I've got to find some room for dessert. I don't know how I'm going to do this.
And desserts
Absolutely
too?
stuffed. That's it, it beat me. I can't do any more. Really great tasting meal, but I think the starter done me. Okay, here's the dessert. Look at that.
Ooh, what is that?
Vanilla and custard cream cake. And it's in like a jar. Never seen that before. Very cool. Okay, just take the lid off.
Oh,
Wow, that looks amazing.
Lord.
Who am I kidding? I can always find room for dessert. Can't wait to try this. Let's delve in. It's very crispy on the top in texture. I think that's a bit of pastry. Nice bit of cream there. It's probably going to fall everywhere if I do a close-up, but there you go. Yeah, it's pastry on top. Very sugary, very nice, very sweet. Just delving a little bit more into this. Let's get right to the bottom.
Good Lord, that looks good.
Yeah, you've got all the custard at the bottom, the cream in the middle, and the pastry on top. Really nice dessert, but again, massive. But I'm not complaining. The actual pastry, which is on the top, it's enclosed in the actual custard and the cream. It's going all the way around the jar. Never had anything like this before. I can definitely make extra room for this. Yeah, the more I dig into this, the more pastry I'm getting. Definitely a good recommendation by the waiter. Highly recommend you should try this. Loving it. I found room, the dessert is done.
he
Now it's
polished
time
it
for a bit more
off.
rakia. Cheers.
Man, that was a meal and a half there. That dessert looks scrumptious. Now, the thing I've noticed about Balkan food, it's very similar in preparation style to Caribbean stuff. And maybe it's the fact that there's similar social turmoils and stuff there. Yeah, does that make sense? Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying that a lot of the food that comes from countries like Serbia and stuff, and like my island, they consider the poor part of the world. You know what I mean? That's just a fact. That's how people see them, see us. So when we cook, we take what we have and spruce it up to something that's kind of gourmet. You know what I mean? We make it taste good. Like we don't just eat rice. Man, we season that rice up. You know what I'm saying? We drop some peas in there. We do something to it to spruce it up. It's not just rice. And rice is pretty much poor man food. Everybody buys rice and eat rice. Elsewhere, not a lot of people like rice here. I have a friend who said rice, it reminds me of maggots. I can't eat it. You know what I mean? She wasn't raised eating rice. I was, you know. Uh, I don't think my ex liked rice until she started eating rice that I cook. Because it's all in the preparation, and I've watched restaurant videos from Serbia, and I've watched like just people cooking and the preparation. It's all the love in the preparation and stuff like that. We have all that spicy food and stuff like that. Not a lot of people eat spicy stuff here, really. And the thing about it is, when they say spicy stuff here, most people think of hot. But when we think of spices on the island, and obviously in In the Balkans, we think of flavor more so than, oh, it burns, you know what I mean, and thing. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on the video. Check out the rest of the videos I have on Serbia. I'll leave it in the cards, you know, the playlist in the cards, so go check that out. In the meantime, let's try to keep the food flowing in this world, all right? Take care.